was literally just here cooking some lunch and I had a thought. I was like, holy shit. Came to a realization that I had to share with you guys. It was like, in my mind, it just clicked. It was like, if you're trying to start personal development and you're not in shape, what the fuck are you even doing? And I don't mean this to be a dick. I don't mean this to be an asshole, because I was you, right? When I first started personal development, all I did was listen to podcasts, listen to Andrew Tate. I remember vividly working and watching, I was splitting firewood, vividly working and watching a video of Andrew Tate. It was like an 8-hour course on what's the best business model, or how to frame your mind to think like a businessman or something like that. And I bring this up is because there's like literally no point in that first beginning stage of your personal development journey or your self-improvement where you finally have that realization stage where you get really motivated. You go through that first 7 to 14 days where you're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to change all this, I'm going to change all this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to start reading books, I'm going to start journaling, I'm going to start progressing in every single area of my life, I'm going to start building this business, oh my God, I'm going to be a millionaire. But after that first 7 to 14 days, what tends to happen is you lose the motivation, is you sort of lose that initial drive where you're like, holy shit, I've really been ballsing my life up. And the one thing that always stayed true, regardless of that, for me at least, was working out. And I'm going to tell you why it's the most important thing that at least I did in the beginning of my personal development journey, because all we have to do is swap the vice that you've been thinking in the back of your mind's been holding you back. The thing in your life that's been holding you back, where you're looking for that feeling, that sense of accomplishment through the vice that you're using, whether that be the drinking, whether that be the weed, whether that be partying, whether that be, porn, whether that be Netflix, whether that be scrolling on your phone. You got to understand is that we look for validation that we're not getting in our real lives through using them as our vice. And I say this because all we have to do in the beginning is replace that one really, really bad vice that's causing the plethora of other vices in our lives that we're trying to get, right? All we have to do in the beginning is replace that one thing that's holding you back. And I do this and I say this because working out is the absolute best way to do this. Why? Because you have to be consistent to see the result when you're working out, right? You're already consistent in the vice that you choose. You're already consistent in feeling that you're looking for, that accomplishment, that status, that self-actualization that you're not getting in your real life, that you use through the vice that you have right now. All we have to do is transfer that same energy into one thing. And when you see the same progress, when you get that same feeling from working out, when you stay consistent to your word with working out for literally 75 days, you start to think, I'm already working out. I may as well eat well. I may as well start to feel good. And when you do this, your life will change. Because when you understand that all we have to do is swap that one negative vice and find fulfillment in another way, that same fulfillment that you're not getting, you can start to stack these habits on top of each other. But if you can't even do one thing in the beginning right, if you can't even show up for one damn thing, then how do you expect to do all these other plethora of things? And I get it. In the beginning, you get that motivation like, fuck, I just want to do all this. I just realized I've been fucking my whole life up. You go through that realization stage, you look back and you think, you start to feel guilty. You start to feel like, how am I going to turn this around? But then you realize that you had to go through that journey. You had to go through that process to get to the point where you are now, which is to at least thinking that you want to change. And that's a good thing. If you think that you want to change, if you want to go all in on personal development, on self-improvement, I can promise you that energy is going to run out. That motivation is going to run out. That belief's going to run out. And I speak from experience in doing this, is that pick the one thing that you can see progress in every single day. Keep the promise to yourself that you can see progress every single solitary day, and build on top of that one habit that's going to replace the one shitty vice that you have right now. Because working out's a pillar, an absolute key. Why? Because it's the easiest one that you can build on top of. When you show yourself progress by working out, then you want to eat the good food, and then you start to feel right, and then work suddenly becomes so much damn easier. And when you're replacing the bad habit with the good habit, and then building on top of that consistently every single solitary day, after 3 months, then everything else starts to fall into place. You have the belief back. You have the trust in yourself that you've so long lost through the bad habit, through breaking the promise in your mind to yourself. So the first thing that we must do is get in the best shape of our lives. And I promise you, if I'd just known that, that's all I would have done in the beginning. It would have stopped me from so many damn mistakes if I just stayed consistent with the one thing and not tried to do too much. Because when you try to do too much, it can cause you to end up stressing the fuck out about how you're not doing it. Then you fall back to your old ways, your old habits, and it ends up ruining you. Right? So I promise you, if you're going to start, your phone ran out of storage. But just to finish that off, if you are going to progress at one thing, I promise you, building the physique, looking at yourself in the mirror, knowing that you built it day after day, after 90 days, then you have the trust, then you have the belief, then you have the mindset to know that when you look in that mirror, you are capable. Then you have the confidence, then you have the belief. But if you start with too many damn things, and then you start making mistakes, then you start failing, then you go back to your old ways because you're letting yourself down. Reality is, if you just start with one simple thing, getting in shape and building your habits around that, watching yourself progress day after day for 90 days, it becomes undeniable. Then we can start adding other things in, right? We just have to get proof of concept in the beginning, I promise you. Do this for 90 to 120 days. Work out 4 to 5 times per week. Eat whole foods and do that consistently. Show up for yourself. Wake up at the same time every day and don't miss a damn day. On your days off, 30 minutes of cardio. All right, you do those 3 things, including the wake up 4 things, guarantee you in 90 days, then you'll realize how much progress you truly, truly can make. So get after it.